Hi, guys. It's the new year, and like many new years, there are many things to look forward to this year, and I'm sure you have plans as well. Um, as we have officially bid farewell to the previous year, 2020, I think that we can think of that year as a challenging phase because many of us might probably been through a challenging some challenging moments during the previous year, especially during the when the pandemic hit a lot of industries and has affected a lot of people. And at some point, whether directly or indirectly, we have been affected by it. And it's been hard, it's been tough for many people. But I believe that during the previous year, there have also been some good things that happened, despite the fact that the pandemic has affected many of us. Perhaps if I were to um, relate it in my situation in the Philippines, many families have actually lived uh, together, and there have been moments when since uh, going out has become limited, there have been moments when staying indoors and staying with the family has given people the opportunity to really communicate with each other, talk to their siblings, talk to their parents, and really open up. And I think that at some point, those conversations might have mended the relationships if their relationships were at some point broken, and made them closer with each other. And in my case, in my family, I learned how to cook because my mom cooks all the time during the pandemic. When we stayed home, my sister's a nurse, by the way, so she goes to the hospital, and then some on many days my mom cooks our meals. And because of that, I since I also work from home, I also got to spend more time with my family. And my mom my mom taught me how to cook. Some of the dishes that she taught me were menudo, sinigang. Those are like the traditional Filipino dish, like pork stew. Sinigang is like pork stew or chicken stew. Or, it's basically a dish that is that contains a soup, and it's a sour soup because you add some spices and a lot of um, um, uh, mix into it. And then for menudo, it's like it's generally a Spanish inspired dish because it's relatively the same with the menudo that is served in South America. But here in the Philippines, we add carrots, potatoes, and cubes of chicken meat or pork meat in the dish. So my mom taught me that, and it's really great because she, uh, because of those moments when my mom taught me how to cook, I realized that there are plenty of things that we can actually do with our families together. Also, one of the things that we did was watch a movie on Netflix together, watch a TV show on Netflix together. We've seen Top Chef, Hell's Kitchen, Emily in Paris, and a lot of those things. And yeah, perhaps despite the many things that happened during the previous year, I think that um, at some point, there have also been some good stuff that happened during the previous year, despite the pandemic, despite the problems that we have faced. And I hope and believe that this year will be a better year for many of us. I can't guarantee that it's going to be a better year than 2020, but I can only hope, like many of us who are wishing for better days to come. And I believe that better days will come because life may be life doesn't really have a final situation. I think in every year, in every phase in life, or in every moment, we can experience both the good and the bad, and we can balance things out because without the bad things that happened, we can't appreciate the good things. And I think that last year has made us realize that a lot of small things, essential things, actually um, um, are actually worth remembering or worth living in the moment. So those are the things that have inspired me to think about the good things that happened during the previous year. We have seen frontliners, brave frontliners who did their best, risked their lives to actually save the people who are in need, the people who have been affected by the virus, and who have been left out by members of society because uh, sick people have been isolated. So the frontliners, the doctors and nurses in particular, were there to guide them through their healing process. And I think that among the good things that we have witnessed, perhaps the bravery of the frontliners were some of the good things that we have witnessed. And that was last year. This year, they have released already a vaccine. Um, but then again, I've heard news that there's also a new strain of virus that has currently affected some countries in Europe and in um, America. And I hope that it won't expand and grow as worse as uh, the pandemic that happened last year. And I hope that people will start to realize that, you know, despite the vaccine already having been released, we should also need to at least, um, you know, do certain precautions when it comes to, we have to do our part so as not to aggravate or worsen the situation. We have to like wear masks when we go in public. When we go out in public, we have to wear masks. We have to wear in the Philippines. We wear face shield, um, and also social distancing. We need to practice that, um, and we have to like at least limit crowd control. I mean, like, practice crowd control, especially when we go to malls and other public spaces. When we see that there are people gathering, we do as much to avoid social crowds. So we have to do our part also, so as not to worsen the situation. And I hope that this year is going to be a year of recovery because of what happened last year. A lot of, like I said earlier, a lot of industries have been affected. People have lost jobs. People have lost opportunities to realize their dreams. But then again, we can always hope for better days to come. Although there is no guarantee, there is no we can there is no exact uh, uh, point when the pandemic will be over, but we can always do our part to help our frontliners or to help society in general not to spread the disease and to limit our social practices. So that's about it. So much for the pandemic that happened. I think also some of the good things that we look forward to this year would be it's probably like the second year of a new decade. So 2021, it's going to be a great year, I hope, because we all deserve a fresh start. And since we have just celebrated the new year, we can always there's always an opportunity to um, see things in new perspective. um, the challenges that we have experienced last year may have strengthened us and will help us prepare for challenges that are to come. Like I said earlier, life doesn't really revolve around certainties. In every situation, it's always going to change. But one thing is for sure is that we are capable of surviving through it. And we need to care with to provide care for each other, look after one another. Um, Technology has enabled us to like message our friends abroad or anywhere who we don't who we haven't seen yet personally because of the pandemic. but then we can send them messages through social media and the internet. And I think that's a good thing. We can maximize the use of technology to let people know that we care. And yeah, this is my way of letting you know that I may just be an amateur vlogger, but I do hope that you are okay where you are now and you are in good health condition and in a safe space. And this year, whatever your plans are, I hope that it's going to be a success for you. And I hope that you won't lose hope because um, I'm counting on you. The world needs you. And um, yeah, whatever you do, as long as it's for the good, as long as it's uh, giving people happiness, giving people care, or giving people joy, or like practically caring for people and making them feel safe and protected, or making them feel okay or well, then it's a valid endeavor. So yeah, this is me wishing you the best for 2021, and I hope everything's going to be well.